Your time has expired. Senator Bernadi.
Well, thank you, Madam Acting Deputy President. I have to say that it's a very recent interest of mine, the Dugong Sea Turtles, and it was driven principally by Colin Riddell through his torment of me on Twitter. He was continuing to tag me, whatever they do it, in the tweets with pictures of dugongs, baby dugongs, adult dugongs, green sea turtles, and it piqued my interest. And eventually I responded and said, enough is enough. You've got my interest. I want to find out more about this. Now, I haven't been to Cairns or to North Queensland to examine this issue like Senator Hinch does, so I don't know what I don't know, and I've learned a lot by listening to this debate today. But I have commissioned some research into this, the intention behind allowing native hunting and native title hunting. And I have to state for the record, I'm not opposed to people hunting animals for food or even for recreation. I don't particularly like it myself, but I'm a realist in this sense, and I'm not a big fan of giving certain people special rights over others. However, there are some interesting things, such as when the Law Society, I'm just referring to some research here, there was a contribution from the Law Society as in respect to native title hunting, and it says there may be some conflict between what the original inhabitants of Australia would like to do or have been historically doing and the methods of conservation or the interests of conservation here. And I think we're wise to be mindful of that we're competing rights in our community are at odds. We've got to find a workable solution for it. And I do note that there was the workable solution, I understand, from 1987 until 2002, was actually to be a permit-based system. And the permit-based system was designed to allow a sustainable harvest, which is wise and prudent, but also to monitor the hunting levels so that accurate records could be kept. Now, I'm disappointed, of course, that a lot of the people who chose to go out and hunt these turtles and dugongs chose not to participate in the permit system. Somehow they thought it didn't apply to them and it wasn't necessary. So that was abandoned in favour of a zonal system in the Great Barrier Reef. I remain, I have to tell you, unconvinced by either side of the argument. I do not simply— I know how people will embellish arguments to support their cause. But accurate hunting numbers are very, very difficult to ascertain. But what is not difficult to ascertain is how these species are considered by various governments. If we talk about the Queensland government for a moment, the green turtle is listed as vulnerable and it's protected. The loggerhead turtle is endangered. The hawksbill turtle is vulnerable and the dugong is deemed to be vulnerable too. Now, yet these are all harvested using modern technology and modern conditions to preserve an ancient tribal right or a cultural right that never included outboard motors or never included spear guns and whatever else, modern ropes and things of that nature. And this is one of the great conflicts that are there. If you want to preserve the traditional and the historical rights of Aboriginal people to hunt, as they always have, how can it be rational and reasonable to allow them to hunt slow-moving dugongs and turtles with outboard motors? It is only going to increase their take rather than the cultural heritage of which it purports to represent. So there are a great many conflicts that we have to, I think, resolve in this. I support Senator Hinch's interest in it. I'm interested in it too, not from any particular perspective, except I just want to find out what the truth is. And unfortunately, I have to say I'm more aware of some of the issues that are arisen from this debate, but I still don't know quite where the truth is. Governments and ministers and oppositions will tell you certain things based on their interpretation of the facts, as will Senator Hinch's host in Cairns will tell other facts or statements from their perspective. But I will put on the record that I do intend to get to Cairns. I do intend to go to the Turtle Sanctuary or Hospital, to go out onto the reef and have a look and to talk to people on both sides of the equation to ascertain for myself, as close as I can, to where the position lies. I'm not opposed to hunting but something here doesn't smell right, and I think that needs